They always said the Duvalls were quiet folk, the kind who kept to themselves, polite, generous at church, always smiling. But one October morning in 2022, the illusion cracked. What was supposed to be a routine plumbing job revealed something far more sinister. 13 bodies beneath the very floorboards of their ancestral home. This wasn't just a house. It was a crypt, and the family secret it held would shatter an entire town. The town of Maple Hollow, Indiana, was known for its peaceful streets, tree-lined avenues, and colonial homes passed down for generations. Nothing much happened there. That's what made it such a desirable place to raise a family. The house at 416 Cedar Lane had stood for over 150 years. Built by one of the town's founding families, the Duvalls, it was a piece of living history. But on October 17, 2022, a leaky pipe in the basement prompted homeowner Eleanor Duvall, a 74-year-old widow, to call in a local contractor. Within an hour, the workers struck something hard beneath the concrete subfloor. It wasn't stone. It wasn't wood. It was bone. When police arrived, they cordoned off the entire property. Over the next week, forensic teams unearthed 13 bodies, all carefully wrapped, each buried at specific points beneath the structure. Old layers, new ones, all meticulously placed. But the most chilling part? Each body was tied with a single strip of burlap, knotted tightly around the neck, wrists, or ankles. We weren't just dealing with hidden burials, said lead detective Eliza Rayburn. We were looking at decades of systematic killing, generation after generation. The first step was identifying the victims. DNA testing and dental records began to piece together the puzzle, and what emerged was deeply disturbing. Body 1, Joseph Duvall Sr., reported missing in 1971, found beneath the kitchen, head crushed with a blunt object. Body 3, Amelia Duvall, listed in the family Bible as having moved to California in 1983. Cause of death, multiple stab wounds. Bodies 6, 8, and 12, children between ages 5 to 9. Duvall grandchildren. No death certificates. No school records. One had a pacifier wrapped with them in the burial cloth. Body 7, an outlier, no DNA connection to the family. Female, estimated age 24. Missing since 1991. Out of 13 bodies, 12 were linked to the Duvall family. That's when the whispers began. Locals remembered odd stories. The Duvall children were homeschooled, but no one had ever seen them at local events. Teenage girls who dated into the family always moved away. A delivery man once said he heard screaming in the basement, but laughed it off. No one wanted to believe what was happening right under their noses. At the center of it all was Eleanor Duvall. To her neighbors, she was a soft-spoken churchgoer who sold pies at the Sunday market. But behind closed doors, she was something entirely different. Eleanor was the last living adult in the Duvall line. Her husband, Howard Duvall, died in 2004 from natural causes. Their 2 children, Miriam and Jacob, were both listed as deceased in separate family notices, but no public obituaries existed. No graves. No cremation records. When arrested, Eleanor showed no signs of panic. She didn't ask why. She didn't deny anything. Instead, she calmly told detectives, "It's better this way. The family must be clean." A search of the attic revealed Eleanor's personal diaries, over 40 of them, dating back to 1969. In them, she detailed a twisted belief system passed down by her mother and grandmother, a belief that sin is hereditary, that darkness lives in bloodlines, and that asterisk removal was a duty, a calling, a sacrifice. There were charts, lists, family names crossed out with red ink, handwritten sermons about root rot and culling corruption. One diary entry read, "Some trees must be pruned, others must be cut from the root. Blood purifies blood." It was a family ritual control masked as righteousness, a closed loop of violence passed down and justified with handwritten scripture. Over the next year, investigators worked to establish a timeline of death. Using carbon dating, weathering of bones, and personal effects buried with the bodies, the following emerged. 1963 to 1975, 3 deaths, all older family members, likely seen as unworthy or threatening to reveal the abuse. 1976 to 1999. 6 deaths, mostly children or spouses. Eleanor was in her 30s to 50s. This was her most active period. 2000 to 2019, 4 final deaths. 2 victims were in their 20s, and 1, the unknown outsider, had no link to the family. That last part was what truly scared authorities. Was Eleanor working alone, or was this a generational cult, spanning decades, with roots even deeper than she admitted? The trial of Eleanor Duvall began on March 12, 2024. In court, she remained emotionless. When prosecutors described the condition of the children's bodies, she stared ahead blankly. Her only defense: they were unclean. They would have brought more ruin. Psychologists declared her legally sane but doctrinally delusional, capable of logic but completely absorbed in a family-born belief system rooted in control, shame, and inherited sin. She was convicted on 13 counts of murder, abuse of a corpse, and conspiracy to conceal deaths. Sentenced to life without parole, she was transferred to Indiana's high-security women's penitentiary. But the story didn't end with her conviction. In a sealed basement wall, authorities found another journal. In it, she named 3 others, relatives, still alive, and never questioned until now. The house at 416 Cedar Lane has since been condemned. Its windows are boarded. The yard has grown wild. But residents say they still hear things, at night, whispers, scratching beneath the floors. Whether real or imagined, one thing is certain: this wasn't just one woman's darkness. It was a legacy of silence, passed down like a family heirloom. Subscribe to True Case Hub for more chilling real-life mysteries. We uncover the stories others tried to bury. If this case disturbed you, just wait until you hear what we uncovered next. Like, share, and turn on the bell so you never miss an episode.